Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to film a Chatty Get Ready with me because I know it's been probably a week or so since I filmed one of these, and I like to film these just so I can keep you guys up to date on things, and it just makes me feel more connected to you guys. But yeah, I finally got the new e.l.f. the new Classics palette. I told you guys after I used the e.l.f. Opposites Attract that I wanted to get this palette. If you guys would like to see this palette in action and just get ready with me and listen to me chat, just keep on watching and I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So first I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids, and I'm just using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. So I don't know what kind of look I'm gonna come up with this palette, but we'll figure it out here in a minute. And if you're curious about my nail polish, I do not know the brand. I don't know, it was just a gel nail polish that they had at my nail salon, but I feel like it was one of those like no name sort of not popular gel nail polishes, so it's like hard to tell you what it is because I don't really know. And I just realized I have my little space heater on, so I just turned that off. I'm gonna zoom y'all in a little bit and start to apply the eyeshadow. I do really like the shades in this palette. I mean, I know it's another neutral palette, but you guys know I love neutral palettes. I'm gonna go in with Truffle, which is this shade right here. And I'm just using my Morphe M433 brush. And just ignore my brows. They need to be waxed again. I feel like I say that in every other video. But I think maybe I might need to change my appointment to get them waxed to every like 3 weeks instead of 4. Because I swear they grow out so incredibly fast. It's crazy. I've been meaning to film this Chatty Get Ready with me all week long, and I've been so tired every day that I just haven't been able to film it. For my brow bone highlight, I'm gonna go in with the shade Cream. I don't know what it was about this week, but it was like I could not wake up, and that is just not like me because I'm usually a morning person, and as soon as my alarm goes off, like I'm up. But I guess, I don't know, I guess my body was just really tired this week. I mean, I felt like most of the nights I went to bed, you know, at a decent hour, but I don't know. For like my outer V area, I'm gonna go in with this shade called Earth. I'm sorry, I know that this makeup look isn't gonna be anything like super different than what I normally do. This is like gonna be my typical sort of makeup look, but I'm just going in with my Morphe M506, but it's kind of like when I'm using a new palette, especially if it's a neutral one, a lot of times I just like to do an eye look that I know I'm gonna like the placement of the eyeshadows. So it'll tend to be, you know, sort of colors that I've used before, but I don't know. It just helps me to know if I'm really gonna like a palette or not, and I think I'm really gonna enjoy this Classics palette with the Opposites Attract. And I do feel like for the most part, the quality of the eyeshadows are pretty much the same. The only thing is the shade in Glamour in the new Classics palette, after I swatched it, I felt like it kind of went a little hard pan for some reason. I don't know. So I feel like some of the shimmers might be a little tricky in this palette, where I don't feel that way in the Opposites Attract. But I do feel like the mattes blend just the same as the Opposites Attract, and I also feel like I don't have much fallout with either palette. I'm gonna go back with a little bit more Truffle and just kind of blend at the top of the crease. Going with the shade Platinum, which is right here. It's almost like a greenish silver. Just applying that with a small shader brush. I don't know why, but I really like greenish toned silvers. I don't know. I feel like they look better on my skin tone. Sometimes really blue kind of silvers almost end up looking more blue than silver on me, where I feel like greenish silvers or kind of bronzy silvers tend to look more silver on my skin tone. And I'm sorry if I sound like my voice sounds scratchy, because I'm getting ready before I go to work, and you guys know that I wake up at like the crack of dawn to get ready for work. So and I think I might go over top of this with the makeup setting spray to just make it more intense, because this shadow is a little like, I guess, chunky or glittery in a way. But I think it's really pretty. Like, I am definitely getting fallout with this one. So I would definitely recommend to use this shade before you do your foundation. And I did just miss my brush with the makeup setting spray. Like, I put a little bit more of platinum on there and just kind of went over top of that just to kind of intensify it. I think that looks really pretty. Sorry if I keep saying really pretty a lot. And then I'm just gonna go back with Earth, and I'm just gonna blend around the edges just to make sure it's blended well. I'm just gonna use my Physicians Formula Eye Booster in Ultra Black. You could also do brown, but I'm wearing black yoga pants today, so I'm just gonna do black. And then I'm gonna go in with my sunscreen. Just been working a lot. Did I work overtime this week? I don't think I did. They called on overtime for this week coming up, but then they ended up canceling it, so that's good. I won't have to work overtime this week. Or I guess I should say next week. And hopefully I'll be able to get some more sleep. So yeah, I put the Christmas tree up this past weekend. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, I already like shared stuff on my Insta stories, but like not even 20 minutes after I had put it up and like got it decorated and everything, it's just like a small tree. Like, it's not too big. It's just like a medium-sized tree that I got from Target a couple years ago. And it's like a rose gold sort of tree. It's really pretty. And it's pre-lit, but not even 20 minutes after I got it up. Pepper, I don't know if it was Pepper or Salem. I seriously think it was Pepper, because she kept going kind of behind the tree, like where the cord was, but she literally chewed it in half, at least one side of the cord. So then my lights didn't work, and then Josh said that he could fix it because he's in electrical engineering. So he just like soldered it back together, and we put like this plastic tubing sort of over it so she couldn't chew it anymore. I'm just going in with my face lotion now. And so luckily they have not chewed through any of the wires since, like, cause I'm like, they could get up in the branches, you know, and chew one of those wires since it's pre-lit. But luckily they have not done that, knock on wood. But it's like, they like playing with the ornaments and stuff and my ribbon. So like, it's like the bottom half of my tree is just completely destroyed. Like, there's no ornaments on it anymore. I'm going in with my eye cream now. They like tore the ribbon that I had wrapped all around it like half off. So it's just, I was telling Josh, it's like those memes where it's like, I can't remember like what you want versus reality sort of things, like. So yeah, they're not even quite a year old yet. Like, they'll be a year in February. So they're still, you know, kind of in their teenage phase right now where they're just kind of getting into everything and being sort of naughty. So, I mean, I've been spraying them with a water bottle whenever they get in the Christmas tree and do things they're not supposed to do. I'm going in with this foundation, but it doesn't really seem to deter them that much. Like, it does a little bit, like they'll kind of run away from it whenever I first spray them, but then like 30 minutes later, they're back in the tree again. So I don't know. But yeah, that's basically the only really interesting thing that's been going on. Just been working a lot, and the cats have been getting into everything. So I'm just blending out this foundation with my Morphe sponge. And I don't know if I like this sponge as much as like the other sponges that I do like the Flower Beauty, my L'Oreal sponge, the Real Techniques, because this one is more firm. But I do feel like since I've been using it for, I don't know, a couple of weeks now, I do feel like it has softened up a little bit from washing it, you know, with the soap. I feel like the soap's kind of breaking down the sponge a little bit, making it a little softer. And I'm just gonna go in with my little mini Real Technique sponge, and I'm just gonna blend that foundation on my nose. I just find it's easier to blend the foundation around my nose with this. Oh, I have been on the hunt for those new Wet n Wild palettes that Emily Noel posted a video on, and I've seen a few people on Instagram post some stuff. But I went to 2 Walgreens around where I live, because I only have like 2 Walgreens that are super close to me, and neither one of them had it there. So I'm gonna try to tomorrow or maybe Monday go around to different Walgreens and see if I can find them. I don't know if like Walgreens is the only place that carries them right now. I'm just gonna go in with this LA Girl Pro Conceal. This is in porcelain. I just picked this up at CVS. I guess it was like a week or so ago. And when I first got this, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, because it seems kind of, I don't know, like it seems like a really peachy shade, but it's like once you get it on and blend it out, it matches perfect, and it has really good coverage. I haven't had any issues with it like creasing on me. So far I'm really enjoying this, and I can totally see why people like this concealer, because it has really great coverage. And like I said, it doesn't settle into fine lines or anything. And I don't even think I've set it with a powder this week. Like I've just used it by itself and it's lasted well and hasn't settled. I'm just using my Benefit Contour Pro in the darker shade. Also too, I never mentioned this in my other videos, but, and I don't even know if you guys could tell, but I did get my hair a little darker than what it was. I'm trying to tone down like the blonde in my hair and make it to where my roots can just grow out, because I think I've decided that I just want to go back to my natural hair color. And maybe like once I grow out my natural, maybe I'll do a little bit of balayage or balayage or however you say it. It's like where they'll kind of paint on the highlights and make it look more natural. And I had my hair like that when I went from being a really, really dark brown to blonde. Like when I went through the process of growing out my roots and all that. I'm just going in with the Benefit GimMe Brow. And I just really like that. But I think I've just discovered that it's not that I don't like blonde, but I kind of feel like I'm over that right now. Maybe I'll eventually want to get back to blonde, but it's so weird because at the beginning of this year, let's see, I'm gonna use my bronzer. Oh, and I bought a new e.l.f. contour palette. Whenever I bought that, the new Classics palette from e.l.f., I bought a couple of other e.l.f. things. And I told you guys I was going to pick up another one of these palettes since my other one was like falling apart and was getting really used up. Which I should probably use that other palette up, but I don't know. It's just gets so hard to use some of the colors when it gets so far down in the pan. So I'm just going with a contour shade. It's weird, but like at the beginning of the year, I told you guys that I felt like I was more myself when I was a blonde. But it's like, oh wow, that was too much. But it's kind of like, my camera just stopped filming, but it's kind of like after I went blonde, I realized I feel more myself, just like kind of a natural color. I don't know. I think it's just one of those things. It's like when it's like you always think the grass is greener on the other side sort of thing. I don't know. But I kind of feel like too, ever since I got my eyebrows microbladed and they're slightly a little darker, I just feel like everything looks more like put together when my hair is slightly darker. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm just gonna completely grow out my natural again and do the balayage thing, if I'll end up changing my mind and put more blonde in it when spring rolls around. I'm not sure, but I just know I want it like a little darker and warmer right now. It's like, I don't want my hair to necessarily be red, but I just want it to have a lot of caramel and like really warm, almost copper, but not quite, tones in my hair. Kind of like the way it looked when I was growing out my brown. I don't know if you guys remember what that looks like if you've been following me for a little bit, but I swear I'm like being so messy today with my bronzer and contour. Just kind of buffing that out. But yeah, kind of more of a reddish brown color, I guess, is what I'm trying to go for. Like a reddish dark blonde. Also, I used like a tone correcting kind of shampoo last night that's like coppery, because I was like, oh, that'll bring out maybe some of the warm tones in my hair. And I don't know if you guys can see it or not. You probably can't. But it kind of like stained my hair, like kind of orangey. I was telling Josh, I was like, it looks like I put Kool-Aid in my hair. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that shampoo right now. Like, it might just not really be right for me, because it's meant for people that, you know, obviously have copper hair. But I thought like once my natural kind of grows out that I could use it, because it's not really going to probably change the natural hair color that much. It's just like with the blonde, it's more porous. So I'm gonna use this LA Girl Just Blushing in Just Natural. I think in my makeup tutorial where I did like the glittery, the silver glitter makeup, I told you guys that this was the color Just Blushing, but I meant to say Just Natural. So, but I have been loving this blush color. It is such a pretty, like, natural peachy pink sort of. It reminds me of the NYX blush in Angel. It's like that same color, and since they discontinued that blush, I don't know, this is just so pretty. And this is slightly different than that NYX blush because this one doesn't have a sheen to it, it's just matte. For my highlight, I'm just gonna use the highlight in this e.l.f. contour palette. And this highlight is just such a good, just natural highlight. It's definitely not gonna give you like a super intense highlighted look. It's definitely way more natural, but I don't know, I kind of like that for a work highlight, you know, just something that's easy and just looks natural. It's a really pretty highlight. And I tell you what I did yesterday to make it look a little bit more intense. I applied some of it with my damp makeup sponge, so let's just do that. So I can show you, like, I don't know if you can see how that kind of intensified it. But it kind of makes it, sorry about that, it kind of makes it a little more intense. I'm going to try to use this color in Blanc, the shade. If I don't like this, then I'm going to go in, of course, with my typical highlight that I use in that Milani Brow Fix Brow Kit. It's like, if all else fails, just go back to that. I feel like I tried to use this the other day and I didn't like it quite as much as the, well, no, this is good. It reminds me a lot of that Milani highlight, actually. Had an eye booger. So yeah, I mean, I think this e.l.f. palette is really a beautiful palette, and I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this day today, and especially mixed with the e.l.f. Opposites Attract. I just feel like I could create so many different eye looks with both of those palettes paired together. Use the shade in Charmer. It's kind of like a mauve, or I guess I should say it is a mauve. And I'm just using my Sigma Pencil E30 brush. yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and mist my face though before I do my mascara, since that's the last part. And I did buy a big size of the e.l.f. Makeup Misting Set. This is 4 ounces. And it was weird because on their website, the big one was the same price as the small one. So it's kind of like, who would ever buy the small one unless that's the only one that they had on their website at the time? Because I know there was one time I was going to order this stuff, and then when I went to get that primer or the setting spray, they were sold out of the large one. They only had the small one. So then I ended up just waiting until they got that large one back, because it's like, why pay the same amount for like less product? Because I think the small one is 2 ounces. So you get like twice the product. I'm gonna do my lipstick, and then I'm going to do my mascara. So for my lips, I'm just gonna line them with my Rimmel Addiction lip liner, and then use Ferris Nude. Just kind of smush my lips together to kind of blend that out. And then, like I said, I'm just gonna use Ferris Nude. Okay, and then for my mascara, I'm just gonna use the Lash Terrific from Milani. I've really been liking this mascara ever since I filmed that Milani One Brand makeup tutorial. So I'm just gonna put several coats of that on. And then while I was doing my mascara, I decided I wanted to add this NYX Slide On Glide On pencil in Golden Olive. And I already put it on that eye, so I'm just gonna put it over here. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this Chatty Get Ready with me. And I definitely want to film more looks with this palette and the other e.l.f. Opposites Attract. Maybe at some point I can do a 3 looks with both of these palettes. I just feel like I have so many palettes, and like I said, I'm trying to find those new Wet n Wild palettes. So yeah, like I said, if you guys did enjoy this, please give this video a thumbs up. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And I hope that you guys are having a great Christmas and holiday season, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.